Hey, so I guess this is part two. Something that it's like burning in my heart to share it today. Uh, so, I, um, yeah, I guess I'll just start by saying for those of you who don't know, I am in a relationship with the most amazing man of God that I have ever met. So that's awesome. Uh, and that's part of like the testimony that I feel like the Lord is putting on my heart to share. Um, so way back in January at the World Mission Summit conference, I um, I saw the person Dylan, who I'm currently dating, and we didn't meet or anything. Like I legitimately just like looked and like saw him, and for whatever reason, like, well, I mean, I kind of know now, but like I looked at him and I prayed, and I was like, God, I want somebody like that. And so from that point, the Lord just started working very deliberately and softening my heart about just about relationships and how I don't know, I was just beginning to see that that's like something that he wanted for me. Even though I had kind of been really hard in my heart about it before, as some of you know, like, I was very specific about the fact that, like, so I had had one relationship and then it didn't work out, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm done for a while, like, I'm not gonna deal with this. And it was, my deal with myself was like 28, like, 28 seems like just a fine old age to pick everything back up again, and until then I'm not gonna deal with it, because I don't want to. I don't want to deal with the hurt and the complications and da-da-da-da-da. And so at the missionary training conference during the summer, at Reach the U, Crystal Martin spoke to all the ladies, and she's going through her presentation, and then all of a sudden she's just like, you know what? There's somebody in here who really needs to hear more in depth about the dating talk that I was going to do at the end of this, and so I'm just going to focus on that right now. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's not for me, but like, I'll take notes and I'll like listen, and for future reference, whatever. It was totally for me. Yeah, she just kind of, it was just like bullet point after bullet point. I was like, that's me. And I was like, like kind of sliding down in my chair. And I was like, what is happening? And I'll never forget, she was like, you know what, like, don't take yourself out of the playing field because, like, you've been hurt, or because, like, you've, like, lost hope or whatever. And she was like, you know what, and don't make vows that you can't keep. Like, some people go around, I kid you not, she said this, she's like, some people go around and they're like, I'm just gonna wait until I'm like 28 to date, and like I'm just not gonna deal with it until then. And I I almost fell out of my chair. It was just like the Lord was like, this is for you. And so yeah, he just began to soften my heart even more. And then I was at having coffee with somebody on the team, Lindy, and like we weren't talking about anything related to relationships or dating, and we end and we're like praying for each other, and all of a sudden she starts like praying about like my like a future relationship or a future husband or something like that, and just about how like it's gonna be good, and that like God's gonna like be glorified through it, and all this different stuff. And I was like, what is happening? And so I shared some of what was going on with her, how I had found out by that point that I was going to be one of two single staff members, and it was just on my mind a lot and how I was thinking about it, and I had found out that it was Dylan at that point, and so I was just praying, like I was praying honestly, guys, like all summer and not trying not to think about it, but it was just like so on my mind, and the Lord just kept reassuring me that it was gonna be okay, and yeah, but I was just, I was convinced like that my heart was gonna be guarded about it, and that yeah, and I just, yeah, kind of, I feel like I came to a pretty good place before I came here, just like, you know what, Lord, like, whatever you want. And then we met on that first day, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, one of the first conversations we had, like deep conversation, like alone, was the actual day we first met. Yeah, we somehow ended up alone and just talking about like the vision that we feel like God's put on our hearts, and that lined up, and other things I can't help but notice that everything that I have ever wanted or asked for is standing right in front of me, and so that's crazy. I'm being really vulnerable with you guys right now. For those of you I haven't told, but yeah, it's just, man, it's just so something that like the Lord has put together, and that He just keeps like reassuring me that like it's okay. And we fasted and prayed before we got into this relationship, and it was actually something that the Lord was like, yes, like I'm doing this right now, like it's okay, to go into it. And so, yeah, on a personal note, I'm so happy, and I'm really excited and peaceful. And I hope that all of you get to meet him at some point. But on the note of like what I feel like I'm supposed to tell you, or like what the Lord is trying to communicate through that, is just, I feel like some of you may be going through something similar. Like there's something that God's been softening your heart about, or that He doesn't want you to give up on. And so, yeah, I guess just have hope, and just know that it's okay. And yeah, just whatever you felt like God was speaking to you through that testimony. Yeah, I'm glad that I could share that with you, and be vulnerable with you, and yeah, thank you for listening.